So, hello, folks. This is Jackie Hill. I spoke with you on Monday night, and we were looking at some different features of databases. And I was not able to answer a question about the advanced search in LexisNexis. I've played with that a little bit and found out that it's really a very neat feature and somewhat different than the advanced search feature on most databases. So, I just wanted to give you a little information about that. We're here on the library website. We're going to go to LexisNexis. Now, before we start, let me show you the three things that LexisNexis concentrates on. Searching the news, either United States or international news, looking up legal cases, those are appellate cases, not local cases, and getting company information. So we're going to go up here to the advanced search. Here's the basic search, but I want to show you the advanced search. And when you start working in the advanced search, you start with the source. And it tells you select the source by type below. So you can either look in newspapers, state and federal appellate cases, law reviews, or company profiles. Or you can name the source that you want. For example, the Washington Post, or the name of a specific federal case. I'm going to show you both of these, how to do both, but we're going to start by using the type, and I'm going to use state and federal cases. And then instead of using the build your own segment search, which I'll show you in a minute, we're going to look up index terms. Now, when we're doing a search, we put in keywords, and hopefully we'll come up with some results with the keywords that we choose. However, this database, as some other databases do, has an index so you can look up a term, and I'm interested in workplace bullying, and I want to find it. And what this is telling me, this index is telling me that instead of using workplace bullying, I should just use bullying. So I'm going to add that to my search. And you'll notice now that it's put that in the index term. And I'm looking in state and federal cases. So I'm going to also concentrate on the date. I'm just going to tell it, look for cases in the last 2 years. Apply that, search. And it's giving me 129 cases, state or federal cases, that have to do with bullying. Now, over here, it gives you the categories. There are U.S. District Court cases, U.S. Court of Appeals, and then state appellate courts. I'm going to see if there's one from North Carolina, and there is one right here. We'll open that one up, the State versus Bishop. And we'll see that when we open it, this was filed on June 16, 2015, and there's an overview of the case. And just glancing at this, I can see that it's about cyberbullying. And this overview will tell you the basics of what happened in the course and in the case. And then this will go on and give you tons of information about this case, including head notes that will give you additional information. So that's how you search. I'm going to go back to LexisNexis. That's how you search in the advanced search using the content type, choosing one or more than one of these content types. Now this time I want to enter the source name, and I'm going to do the New York Times newspaper, and it found it for me. I want the New York Times. Again, I'm going to look up the index type, and I'm going to do global warming. And it's telling me that I can use global warming as far as industry results, but I can also use for a subject heading climate change, and that's what I'm going to choose. So I've added that now to my search. This time I'm also going to choose a segment because I'm interested in finding articles about climate change in the New York Times by my favorite New York Times columnist, who is Thomas Friedman. So because I've selected a newspaper, these segments are going to be about newspapers. For example, the body would be the text of the newspaper article. The city would be the city that was discussed in the article. But I'm going to byline because byline is a newspaper term that tells me who the author or authors of the newspaper article is. And I'm going to put Thomas Friedman, who is one of my favorite columnists of the New York Times. I really enjoy his articles. So now I've got something very specific. New York Times newspaper about climate change by Thomas Friedman. And I'm going to do in the last year, the previous year. And I'm going to apply. And I'm going to search. Now, I think it's very suspicious that I didn't find any documents. So whenever that happens, and I'm pretty sure that something should be there, I go in to check my spelling. So I'm going to check his name and make sure I'm spelling it correctly. Thomas Friedman, I am. Now I'm noticing that there's an L, his middle initial is L, and I'm going to give that a try. So I'm going to go back to my advanced search because I really can't imagine. He's a big proponent of taking care of our environment. I cannot imagine in the last year that Thomas Friedman has not written an article that talked, at least in part, about climate change. So I'm going to add Thomas L. Friedman, Climate Change, New York Times, previous year, and search. And I've got New York Times, 16 articles by Thomas L. Friedman. Now, that's a good point about database searching. Databases don't help us, as of yet, quite as much as Google helps us when we misspell something or don't do something correctly. It tries to find the right thing for us. Databases are moving in that direction, but databases want very specific information to match what you're looking for to what they have in their database. So in this case, I had to add a middle initial. I was lucky enough to be able to figure that out. Notice that his byline is all Thomas L. Friedman. So that's what it was looking for, not Thomas Friedman, but Thomas L. Friedman. So if I want to look at this article, I just click on it. Here's the article. Here's the URL or web address for this article. And if I want to do the citation, find the ready-made citation, I click on this little book. I tell it to display bibliographic information in a new window. I choose whatever format I want. I export it, and then here is the citation. Something looks a little funny right here to me. I'd have to look at that carefully because that does not look correct. Remember, you always want to guarantee your accuracy. Please note that these citations are not guaranteed to be accurate, and I think something's off right there. So I wanted to show you the advanced search in LexisNexis because it really does help you do some neat things. If you have problems building an advanced search or you want to use LexisNexis, all you have to do is call any of the librarians or the reference librarian, Kelsey Chandler, or call me. Any of us will be glad to help you figure this out, and we can maybe save you a little bit of time. So look us up on the library website and let us help you. Good to talk with you guys. I hope you have a great day.